So here we go. By popular request, the discussion of why Dallas makes me nervous. I don't have any nerves whatsoever about that first line, and these lines I pulled off of Daily Faceoff. I know they change. Ken Hitchcock likes changing lines during the game, so this is just an idea of where everybody plays. But there are a couple of areas that I look at in Dallas and I say I'd feel more comfortable if. Now, first off, I want to point out the injured list. Mark Mathod's on the injured list. He hasn't scored any points, but Mathod also hasn't been the stabilizing influence on the blue line I thought he would be. Really hasn't. I've been actually very surprised at how well he fit in Ottawa compared to Dallas. And I would think that if this were to continue, if Ottawa wanted Mathod back, it could possibly be in the cards as soon as the deadline. Because they're playing very well without him. They're playing very well without him in the lineup. And it is a large-ish cap hit for a Dallas Stars team that's got some young guys here who are going to want to raise, especially this guy named Faxa. So it could happen. Hansel's on the injured reserve right now. I don't understand why they signed Hanzel. I kind of got it at the time. Now I don't. They're okay down the middle. They could use some scoring on the wings. Hanzel doesn't score anymore. So, even with him in the lineup, I don't know that I like the Stars better. Here's the thing. So, if you put him in the lineup right now, does that knock Ely out of the lineup? Does it knock McKenzie out? Richie, Pitlick, Jamel Smith? This is where I'm going. Like, I don't know who Hanzel would be better than. So seeing him on the reserve list, which could be healthy scratch too, I don't see who he'd be an upgrade over. And Antoine Roussel. Roussel is, I would think, going to take McKenzie out of the lineup once healthy. Roussel's 8 points. He's better offensively than people give him credit for. Antoine Roussel is rat-like in the way he plays the game. But he's more than that. So like when people talk about Marchand, I say, yeah, he's got a dirty side to his game, great offensive player. To me, Antoine Roussel is less dirty in comparison. He's also less of an offensive player. But he's very useful to Dallas, and I don't dislike him. There are times he takes penalties, and I'm like, I don't know why he took that. That was stupid. But it's a lot less often than I've seen with, for instance, Marchand. There are times where Marchand takes... It's more often I'll kind of get mad at Marchand for taking a dumb penalty. But again, that's just eyeball test, right? So the three guys who are not on this roster, it hurts them not having Roussel. I don't think that it's hurt them not having Mathod or Hanzel, to be honest. Now, I've got goals off to the side here. Here are the 5 guys who are on pace for 20 goals. Sagan, Ben, Faxa, Radulov, Janmark. Curiously absent is Jason Spezza. Jason Spezza is still listed as the number 2 center. 4 goals, 6 assists, 10 points. He's on pace for about 30. Maybe 35. When Spezza came over, I was happy with the deal. I'm less happy with the deal with every passing week. And now Radek Faxa rightfully should be the number 2 center. You put Faxa with Janmark and Shore, and I'd be very happy with that, even though Devon Shore on the number 2 line kind of makes me a little nervous, because I like Shore. He's a good energy guy. I don't know that I like him in a top 6 role. This right here is one of the best first lines in hockey. Ben, Sagan, and Radulov. And as recently as last week, Hitchcock was breaking Radulov off this line to try to get other guys going. Now, if you had Radulov with Faxa and Janmark, and you had Ben and Sagan, and you could put anybody on that wing. You could put Roussel on that wing, sure. Roussel, I'm pretty sure, can play both wings, left and right. You could put Shore up there, and I don't think you're going to lose a whole lot. Radulov with Faxa and Janmark, that would be scary with the way Faxa's playing right now. And then Spezza would drop down to a third line center role. he'd be against a weaker defensive matchups, his stats might get better. I look, for instance, to Vancouver with the Sedins. It has helped the Sedins to be playing less minutes. They're fresher now later in the season than they would have been otherwise. So that's the forward group. It's a good forward group. It is not a forward group that I look at when I compare it to like Winnipeg or Nashville and I say, oh yeah, we can beat these guys. Because for me, the offense on the wings is suspect past your top two guys. I love Matthias Janmark. His offense, he's like he's got 6 goals, he's got 13 points. He's on pace for about 45 points. I'd be happier if he was on the third line. Rolling 3 scoring lines would be fantastic. They really don't in Dallas. And that scoring depth on the wings does make me nervous. This whole video is about why I get a little nervous as a Dallas Stars fan, even with them on a 5-game winning streak. On the blue line, Esa Lindell, who's playing better this year than last year. Last year, he was just awful. Klingberg, also playing better than he did last year. Last year, he was not very good. Offensively, Klingberg is always going to be great. I don't think he'll ever be a defenseman who plays defense as well as some of of his peers, and that will hurt him in terms of whether he ever wins a Norris. I don't see Klingberg in that category or that conversation, despite the fact he's got 24 points in 27 games right now. He's scoring very well, but I just don't think he's solid enough defensively to put in the Norris category. Now, here's where you have a problem. Ham, Hughes, Patterson, Johns, and Honka. I'm not a big Patterson fan. I still wish they had Jordy Ben. I've said it before. I'm saying it now. I like Hammer. Ham Hughes, when he's in Vancouver, he's a warrior. But he's pretty much done. And ideally, he's on that third spot. Now, I get it. My thought's out right now. Somebody gets bumped up into top 4. But I don't see Patterson or Ham Hughes as top 4. Honka will be, but he hasn't hit his stride yet. I like Johns a lot. I think Stephen Johns is good. I think that when Mathot comes back, he drops down to the number 7 guy. It could be Honka. It's easier to pull Honka out of the lineup or send him to the minors. But, again, I'm not a fan of Hammer in the top 4 spots. Almost every game I watch, Ham Hughes will make a play, and I go, oh. And it's the kind of plays he didn't make 3-4 years ago. His foot speed's less than what it was, and I don't know if he's not seeing the ice as well as he did in his younger years, but he will make passes that I kind of cringe when I watch him, because it's like, wait, didn't you notice there was a guy on the other team right there? Why are you passing that in front of your own net? It's sort of the Alex Edler in Vancouver kind of thing that I see a lot. So, again, I really think that even with Mathot back, even with Mathot on here with Klingberg, Lindell bumps down, Hammer maybe bumps down, Patterson likely bumps down, Lindell and Hammer is the second. I really think they could use another defenseman, another veteran defenseman, which is not unusual in the NHL. It certainly is something that a lot of teams are looking at. Ian Cole in Dallas might be the solution the team's looking for. Just spitballing here. Ian Cole in a Dallas jersey might look really nice. And Dallas might have pieces in terms of prospects to offer back. But we don't have scoring on the wings. I can't see Pittsburgh wanting Spezza, and we don't have a goaltender to offer them. So it becomes a matter of what would Dallas offer? What would Dallas offer in order to get Ian Cole out of Pittsburgh? Maybe see if Colorado wants to do another 3-way trade. They seem to do really well at those. Maybe see if Colorado's got something Pittsburgh wants and send it through Dallas first. Because Colorado wants to trade and make Dallas better. That's exactly what Colorado wants to do. Division rival, yeah, we'll help you out. I'm just spitballing, not thinking this through, and thinking it through, I go, yeah, no, that's stupid. Bishop, 13-7, 912 save percentage. Lehtinen, 3-3, 902 save percentage. The save percentages concern me. Lehtinen's played well the last 2 games. He has. Bishop has been playing better lately, but that 912 save percentage, he was at 944 early in the season. That is another thing that makes me nervous. is goaltending. Goaltending was supposed to be fixed for Dallas this year. Now, choosing Lettinen over Niemi was a smart decision, but I don't know that Bishop's the guy. I want Bishop to be the guy, but I have questions. I have concerns. So as a Dallas fan, the concerns for me are depth scoring, and whether, you know, if Faxa or Janmark, if these guys can keep this up. Because Faxa's good. I really like Faxa as two-way player. I don't know that he's a 30-goal scorer. 20, sure. 30, I don't know. He's on pace for 30 right now. Thanks to, a hat trick will do that for you. And then scoring another goal the game after. So 4 goals in 2 games will do that for you. I don't know that he's that. And then depth on the blue line. Because the issue they're going to have is, injuries happen, and they're just lucky that the guys who are injured right now aren't negatively affecting them. But if something happens with, for instance, even Hammer, who's not having a great year, but if something happens with Hammer before Mathot's back, this defense becomes just a dog's breakfast. If anything happens to Ben, Sagan, or Radulov, they'll fall out of the race quickly. Because you look at the point totals, 25, 27, 23, and the next person on the list is a defenseman at 24. And then after that, there's this big drop-off to Faxa at 16. And Faxa at 16, again, it's been inflated by those 2 games where he had 4 goals. Otherwise, he's at 12. And then Janmark and Shore would be next with 13. And I'm concerned with goaltending. Because the other thing that's funny is I'm advocating for Faxa taking Spezza's spot, but I don't know if Faxa's a number 2 center either. When you compare top 2 centers across the Central Division, and you look at top 2 centers, to me, Dallas falls behind St. Louis. They fall behind Chicago. They fall behind Nashville. Every other team does, I think. Right now, I think Nashville's got the best 1-2 punch at center. They definitely fall behind Winnipeg. So, again, they're on a 5-game winning streak. They're playing really well. I want Dallas to make the playoffs and to do just as well as any other Dallas fan. But these are the reasons why I get nervous. It's not pessimism. It's me looking at this team and saying, well, they're on a good streak. This is fun. Spezza's still a second-line center, and I don't know that there's an actual bona fide second-line center who can take his spot. Faxa works really hard. He's great on faceoffs. He's a guy. It's easy to cheer for him. I just don't know if his offensive acumen makes him one of the top 60 centers in the NHL. Because ideally, that's what you're looking at. Is your first line centers should be your top 30 centers. Your second line centers should be your next 30, and so on and so forth. And I don't know that I see Faxa there. So there you be. There's my concerns. And I understand that almost any team could do this. I intend to do a video over the next couple of days in regards to Chicago and compare the roster they have right now, using much the same criteria, to the roster they had the last time they won the Stanley Cup. So we can realistically say, are the Chicago Blackhawks in decline, or is this roster still good? And I haven't done that comparison yet. I'll do the comparison right before I shoot the video, and then I'll let you guys know what I think. I have a feeling the answer is going to be yes, but I haven't started it yet. So I can't even spoil it for myself. Thank you guys for watching. Hit like and subscribe if you're a Stars fan and you can kind of get where I'm coming from. And if you can't, like and subscribe anyways. The buttons are your friends. I'll talk to you again soon. And until then, this has been Shannon the Hockey Guy. And have yourself a fantastic, hopefully sunny, warm day. If you're in Australia, it's nice and warm. If you're in North America, well, southern, yeah. If you're in Florida, it's probably pretty... Can I come down to Florida for a while? A few days? A little bit? Kind of, no? No. Dallas, maybe? No? Okay. All right, no, it's fine. No, it's fine. It's fine. I'll talk to you again soon.